everyone. For this review, we've got something a little different. This is a original Beastformers, Transformers, Takara Beastformers from 1987. These were brought to the US as Battle Beasts, and when these were out, I was at a point in my life where I was kind of not into figures as much. But I do remember Battle Beast, and they were quite interesting. And I never had any, but I had a friend who had some and kind of admired them. And then many years later, I'm watching Transformers Headmasters, and there are the Battle Beasts. But they're called Beastformers in the Japan continuity. This one is, I think he's referred to as White Leo. As you can see, he is upside down in the box. This guy is pretty mint. The tape's discolored on the back here. Didn't cost too much, but compared to what the figure is and what it originally sold for, it was, many times more. As far as what I'm aware, these figures, instead of having the water, fire, and wood symbols, had Autobot and Decepticon symbols. But looking at the back, they do show those symbols. So I don't know if what I've read about these is accurate now. Very, very interesting. He's got a Autobot point here, and it's 1/5 of a point. It's not even 1 point. It's 1/5 of a point. So you need 5 of these just for one Autobot point. And these were used for mail-in promotions and campaigns for product. And generally, you would have to collect the points and also send money via a check or money order for something that they were selling, mail order. There's also some pretty nice artwork on the back. I'll kind of zoom in on it here. I don't know if this is going to do any. Yeah, this will do some justice. That actually looks pretty nice. And close up on that. And I do not read Japanese, but you can run that through a Google Translator. On the side, there is a call out for Rapungus. On the other side, I'm not sure what that is. I can barely see that. I'm not sure what this is depicting. I don't know if there's a file card in there. Maybe that's what it is. We'll see in a moment. I am going to open this. That was the whole point of getting this guy. So let's get him out of the package. There's our little figure. He does come with a axe. Oh, wow. His axe was taped to this, and this is a sleeve of some kind. This is what's on the back of it. Try to move my thumb out of the way so you can see all of it. Oh yeah, there is a card in here. Wow. I'll zoom out just for a moment because there's a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, so he does have a little file card. And there are his stats. And as you can see, he is an Autobot, or in Japan, he would be called a Cybertron. And there is a little booklet inside. Oh, wow. There's a little advertisement basically trying to get you to get more of these. And there is a whole story on the back. Very nice. So another thing, if you don't know or aren't aware, there was a anime in Japan called Kimba the White Lion, and this is obviously a bit of a ripoff or inspiration. This particular character, and Disney used that story for The Lion King. There's even some. You can go on YouTube and search for it, but there's some interviews where there are people talking about people involved in the Lion King production, referring to the movie as Kimba the White Lion. I think at some point they probably thought that they had the rights and maybe something didn't go well with negotiations and they didn't get the rights and they had to just call it something else. Okay. Basically, while I was saying all that, I was shoving this back into the box. The card is longer than it than this, and it basically kind of goes up into this area of the packaging. So there's that. All right. So okay, so his arms are a little rubbery, and I'm kind of afraid to move them because they may be fused. um, Probably need to get a heat gun and heat these up. So I'm gonna not articulate these arms right now. They don't do much but go up and down anyway. Now, I'm wondering if this symbol will react. This thing is 30 years old. You know, they would show you kind of doing this to these symbols, and basically you're creating friction and creating heat. This is not really doing anything. Kind of worried about moving the sticker. I don't know how intact this sticker is. I'm pressing up against this to try to create some heat of some sort. Okay, might get a heat gun in a moment. Let's just kind of zoom in on him for now. These figures are pretty simple. There's no articulation in the legs. There's articulation in the arms, and it's kind of a dumbbell. So even though it's only going to go up and down It is going to have a little bit of extra range, not much, but a little bit. These guys had some okay paint work. So, there's blue, there's a splash of red. The white is definitely the base color. There's a little sticker on the foot. That's interesting. And he's got the red eye, the blue patch. This has never been opened, so the paintwork is nice and fresh. If you go looking for these, I mean, just like the American releases on eBay and other sites, these guys generally aren't in good condition because kids really played with them. And this is a very rubbery material, so you can imagine, paint scrape is going to be very easy with them. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find something to warm this guy up with real quick. Okay, so I have put a heat gun on this guy, especially on the symbol, and it didn't do anything. So I think this symbol is kind of dead, like the heat technology's probably dried out or deteriorated or something. I did put some heat on the arms, and they're flexing, but the inner joint, like the ball, isn't. And I'm afraid if I keep turning, I'm going to, wrench the the neck of the joint and break it. So I think I'm gonna try doing the opposite and put them in the freezer. It will make the plastic shrink, and it may allow the ball joint to uh, loosen and turn. So I'm gonna try that next. Okay, some time has passed, and freezing did do the trick. His arms are moving freely now, and like I said, there's a little bit of extra movement, barely, but he can do that. So, that's cool. Okay, so lastly, maybe you want to display him with some headmasters. This is probably going to be the most um appropriate type of figure to pair him with. I don't have any other vintage headmasters, but let's see some other characters that were around that time. Yeah, any headmasters, any target masters. Wheelie was one of the characters. RC was in those episodes, but there was no G1 RC toy, so there's that. Um, I'm glad I got a hold of this. It's kind of, having a piece of history. I am a little bit disappointed about the rub sign. I don't know why. Did not expect it to stop working, but I mean, it makes sense. This thing is a very old toy. Um, Knowing that these are probably exactly the same as the American versions, you can probably get the American versions for a lot less, but finding them in unplayed with, nice condition is probably going to be difficult. So you've got that going against you also. So that's the review. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we've got some more videos coming up. Thank you.